Hey YouTube, this is Helsinki Rocks AGF with a new video series here. This one is going to focus on comparing two systems or two games of similar nature. Today, for the inaugural episode, what better way to start than with the Nintendo Game Boy and the Sega Game Gear. First thing I'll do is I'll start off by just talking a little bit about the features of each handheld and some of the games. First up is the iconic Nintendo Game Boy. This is the clear model. So let's go over the system really briefly. Obviously you have the monochrome screen, green and black. There's the power light. You have the Nintendo Game Boy text here, D-pad, select and start buttons A and B. Speaker, 3.5mm headphone output. A volume knob. This is the extension, which I believe is for link cables. Power switch. AC adapter. And contrast. And on the back here, game slot, battery compartment. So, basically, the Game Boy here is, like I said, in monochrome. This is actually recording very nicely. We'll just take a look at the sound, how loud it is, get a little bit of Pokemon game here, adjust the contrast a bit. So basically, the Game Boy controls really nicely. The D-pad works well, as does the buttons. The volume is pretty nice. It's got a decent volume to it. All the buttons are very responsive. They're all conveniently placed in a nice layout. My biggest issue with the Game Boy is the portrait orientation of the handheld. It's slightly cramped, especially when you get older and your hands are a lot bigger. But for what it is, it's a very great handheld, very revolutionary, and it gets good battery life. Everything you would expect from a Nintendo handheld. This pretty much started everything. Also, you can see the D-pad move, and my batteries just died. I guess that's a good segue to go into the Game Gear. The Sega Game Gear is a very massive handheld. Sega's first entry into handheld gaming, and my personal favorite handheld of all time. Now, mine has some slight screen issues. There's a black bar through the screen. But other than that, there's no true issues with my system. As for features, you see here the D-pad, speaker, LED, screen, the logos, start button, 1 and 2 buttons. On the top here we have a volume, headphone out, extension out, AC out, and the power switch, also the game here. Nothing on the side except for a contrast knob, and nothing on this side. On the bottom here, a handle. On the back here, there's slots for your 6 AA batteries, and then this, which is also used for some accessories. In terms of how the Game Gear plays, buttons are very nice. The 1 and 2 specifically, this and the start button. The D-pad's not so great. The Game Boy definitely has the better D-pad. Screen-wise, obviously the Game Gear's in color and is backlit, and it's just downright beautiful. The sound is a little bad. I mostly think that's the crappy speaker they put in. This thing is loud. The Game Boy has nothing on this. The Game Gear is a loud system. I won't talk for a minute so you can hear how loud it is. But yes, like I said, the sound is really good. The volume is great. It controls very nicely. And, it's just an all-around great system. If we were going to compare the libraries of the two, definitely the Game Boy, I would have the better library. But the Game Gear, and pretty much in my opinion, has everything else better. Graphics, sound, if you would go in and actually replace the speaker, I believe the Game Gear would have the better sound. But they're both really nice handhelds, and if you can pick up a Game Gear or a Game Boy for cheap, you should definitely look into both of them. The Game Gear will probably end up being cheaper for you because of the fact that there's not as many must-own games. So chances are you won't be worrying about the games. There's quite a few good ones, though. Unlike the Game Boy, it'll probably end up costing you more, mostly because of all the games you'll end up buying. But I hope you enjoyed this look at two great handhelds, and I hope you keep your eye out for more videos in this comparison series. Thanks.